All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us here today. This is the Social Kick Podcast. I'm John Mullen.
I'm Luke Paddington.
Brian Lundquist.
And then we got our color man in the back.
Justin.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. So, what's everyone drinking tonight? Looks like we got
I'm drinking a Racer
nice
5
duo
IPA.
here.
Oh, yeah. Cheers.
Luke's copying one of my favorite IPAs.
I didn't bring any beer, so I just took one of his.
Yeah, but I hadn't discovered this one until I moved to California, but
It's a
it's
good
one of
one.
my favorites.
That is a good one.
Only in a bottle, and sometimes you just feel like drinking beer out of a bottle.
Do you prefer bottle or cans on a regular basis?
Bottles.
Am I going to shotgun it, or...?
I don't know. How do you drink a regular beer?
Usually a shotgun.
I don't drink much, but when I do, it's a shotgun.
I don't know. I mix it up, but we can still recycle glass. Some states can't recycle glass. And
Yeah.
I'm an environmentalist.
There
What about
go.
you? You like Stubbies?
I think I like cans better. But I'm a...
You know what I don't like? Tall boy cans.
See, it depends
I
what
point
mood
out.
I'm in.
Unless I'm in the redneck south.
Depends what mood I'm in.
Sad.
But I know that's the big
Sad.
thing here. Like, you'll go to the store and get nice IPAs, and
Yeah.
they're all tall boys now, and it's like, how
I'm
many
not
do I
into it.
need? What do I need to get?
Yeah, what's the one you're always drinking? The Modern Times?
Modern Times,
Modern
yeah.
Times, yeah.
Yeah,
I
you like the Modern
I do.
Times.
I was in New York this week, and I got to
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, I had a really nice hazy IPAs
Luke's
from
alive.
the Northeast.
Yeah, did you
It was
drink
nice.
any $15 canned IPAs?
It was probably pretty expensive, I must say.
You like the New England IPAs?
I do very much so. I find it's a
Yeah.
little bit fruity, and it's not a bitter IPA. It's hazy. It's
The
nice when it's
hazy,
fresh.
yeah. I like that.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
I wouldn't have associated hazy with New England. I always think about like ales, brown ales with New England.
Yep.
But
Justin, what about you? What are you drinking over there?
You know me. Whoever tunes in. Chesty Core water bottle. 40-ounce water bottle, baby.
Well, for those that are watching, you can use your visualize what he's holding up since he's not on
40-ounce
screen
water
right
bottle.
now.
Where can we get those 40-ounce water bottles?
Question, or I want to answer the question. Depends on the drink. If I have
Oh.
Corona glass, if I have.
I've only seen you drink Coronas out of the glass, or glass, I think.
I like the fancy, man. But if I have like a Sapporo or something, I want the cool looking steel can.
oh, Sapporo.
Makes me feel really
Steel.
great and invigorated.
All right, all right.
Speaking of Justin's version of a 40, have you guys ever done Edward 40 hands?
I did 140, and oh my god.
You did one of them?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Did you
What's
tape your
Edward
hands
40
and everything?
hands?
I taped my hand. It was
I
terrible.
don't know what you're talking about.
Do you know what it is?
No.
You
I know the
take-
movie.
Yeah,
It's
you
a college thing.
yeah you get 40 ounce beers
Uh-huh.
that are usually super cheap
Uh-huh.
because I don't know, and
You're in college.
you duct tape them to your hands. And
Two
then
big
you-
bottles.
Yeah, so you have to finish them before you can do anything. You pretty much like can't go to the bathroom or anything until you finish them all. It's a lot of ounces.
I've never seen that in my life or heard about it, so please comment.
I've never done it, but I've seen it
2020
happen.
goals. Luke.
Exactly. All right, well, I'll round out with my boring. I'm drinking tea tonight, some herbal tea. It's been one of those weeks.
All right,
All right,
all right, doctor.
there we go. All right, well, we had a lot of fast college swimming to start off some of these conference meets. 406. Didn't we talk about the 500 free
We did.
record kind of needing to come down a little bit?
Man. Seriously.
He must have. Did you guys watch the race or take a look at the splits at all?
I saw the splits. I didn't watch the race, but the splits were incredible. It was something like 47, 49, 50, 50, 48 or something like that.
Only 150. I was
Only
looking
150?
for if there was.
That's right.
If
That's right.
anyone had never had a 50 split, and I think it was his second
Mm-hmm.
100. He went a 50.
Incredible, man.
So
Out in 137.0 or low.
137.08.
yeah, and he also
Yeah.
went 130 point
Point.
in the 2 free.
But what's the big thing is he dropped so much time.
Yeah, well,
He dropped 4 seconds in the 200 free from his meet entry, and he dropped 2017. He went a 4:16 in the 500. He went 4:6 today. Yes, 2 days ago. That's some serious drops.
First of all, I've been lots of 130s in that pool for 150.
say for how long?
Maybe even a 175. No, but I think what stands out to me is that there's a few people that I mean, he's clearly fresh for this, and who knows if that was by intention or not. Honestly, I didn't watch most of the rest of his season. I'm more familiar with what he did last summer, but you know. It just looks like one where they either wanted him to be fresh or maybe he's a little fresher than they might have expected him
Sure,
to be.
yeah. Taper is an art, as they say.
And then
right?
suddenly the Florida coaching staff and Kieran are going, all right,
All right.
cool. And I mean, hey, if you're going to get... if you got a chance to break an American record, an NCAA record, he took almost 2 seconds off the
know.
NCAA record.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
He's got
4.7 high, right? So
That's ridiculous. You know how long it took to
go to 4.10.
Yeah, well, it took so long for PVK to break Dolan's record,
Yep.
and then it took a long time for PVK's record to get broken.
Yep.
And then so
Tony
now
and-
suddenly to just take a huge bite out of it. That's another one of the swims that we've talked about. Going, all right, where are these chunks going to come from? Because somebody's going to just reset the bar,
Big time.
And
Cut down the tree a little bit.
yeah, and that
Take
I
the
don't.
heck out of it.
And that was a big jump, and I'm not sure if that's the world beating one that I was thinking about, but maybe it's just because I'm not as close to the 500 free. It's not as near and dear to my heart. But 406 is ridiculous.
What is he good at? How did he get that big drop? Is he really good?
Well, yeah,
tempo?
good.
Is he good?
Oh, and you're talking about his freestyle
Yeah, yeah,
stuff?
freestyle,
I didn't
yeah.
watch the race yet.
What
either,
makes
so
him
I'm
so
not
fast?
Sure, but I mean, he had a great 4 IM as well. So
Today.
yeah, today. So he's a versatile guy apparently, and like you said, taking 10 seconds off his best 500 free. I don't think anyone was watching him for this swim.
No,
I think everyone thought he knew his name, like you said, Brian, from the summer and on the radar.
Yeah.
But I mean, 406, a couple seconds off the cut, or off the record is a great swim. Very exciting to see.
That is a huge chunk.
Do we think he
American
could
swimming needs
be, you know,
400 guy.
yeah,
can he make it?
or a 200 guy? I mean, the U.S. has been weaker there. I think the world has been weaker in both of those to some degree.
Well, we've talked about the 400 free being one that's just been stagnant for a while, and it's too early to say is he the guy
that
that can
344
drop
guy?
a big jump there, because I mean we've never seen the guys that can go low 340s swim in a yards pool. So
That's true.
maybe they would have been 406 already. People that are constantly 342s,
Some of those 340 guys don't
range.
have good turns, so I don't know.
That is a fact.
Just
That is a
to,
fact.
Justin, you got something to chime in with?
Just to recap what he was doing last year at NCs, he did the 200 IM. He was only 142.
142.
Yeah,
Okay.
and well, he did that in prelims and then added quite a bit to 144. He got 8, but then he did
Okay.
the 400 IM. He was only 340 point in the morning and then went 343 at night. So he didn't have the best meet, but then he was 140 point in the 200 back and then went 141 at night. So
He's really
he's
versatile.
kind of like a good
Yeah.
versatile.
He didn't swim
swimmer.
freestyle last year then.
No,
Wow.
no freestyle. I don't
yeah.
see any relay inputs here or
Huh.
anything of that nature.
Kudos, man. Thanks
It'd be interesting to see how he comes back then at NCAA's.
Definitely. I mean, he should have some cushion. So, like you said, even if, like you said, they weren't expecting this, he goes to whatever 407, 408. I mean, that should still be.
You still have
be
somebody
up there.
go 410 though.
I know, that was what I was thinking. I was like, man, he killed this guy who went 410 low, I think.
Who's he up against? Like, who else is
Also-
there out there?
Was it?
You look at the splits of the guy who went behind him at night. He was trying to keep up with them, and he just died out at the end.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that would
Both
happen.
men were 137.
What did he go in prelims at this meet?
Kieran?
Yeah, Kieran, yeah.
Only 414.
Yeah, so he probably thought, oh
Okay.
man, I mean,
I
stay
feel
up with
like it
Kieran, I should win
yeah.
this. I mean, and they're
Right.
probably
Yeah.
feeling good and going out, but yeah, little did he know he's going out really fast.
I know I'm the fact checker, and I got to double check this, but I think, I remember seeing his name a couple times in the Pro Series meets, and he's been stringing up some good swims lately. So he's been slowly piling his confidence up as of late.
yeah.
Who else is out there in the 400 and 500 free for NCs?
NCs?
Who's going to even run for his money?
Oh, now you might be pushing our college
Exactly,
knowledge at the moment.
Let
Is
me
that
look at
Stanford
the
guy?
top times right now.
Well, let's think.
Top
Anyone in the
three.
Big Ten? Michigan usually has someone.
Yeah.
Anyone at Cal or
So,
Stanford?
There must be a 4-9 guy.
Anyone
so-
at Texas?
so
Texas, I'm sure has
Texas
someone.
Texas has that guy Drew Keebler.
Oh, yeah, Drew
Phil
Keebler.
from Arizona.
Uh-huh.
Texas A&M Northfield. Patrick Callen from Michigan. Greg
Yep.
Schultz, another name.
Is there anybody else that's going to knock on the door of sub 130 in the 2 free this year besides Kieran?
I don't see anybody. Let me check the 200 frees of what we have.
Who
this
knows? We'll
season.
see.
Yeah. But you mentioned the 2 IM. Shane Cass has got under 140.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
big.
that's
I don't
awesome.
know how many guys have been under 140, but not
He
many.
was
Third?
ninth, eighth,
Oh.
7th, or 8th, man.
Is that many?
Oh, is it that many?
You can
that's
check.
200 free. Let me.
Yeah, Justin, why don't you check?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, breaking 140, and
You-
we
you
don't
mean-
know what kind of state he's in, how tapered he is, things like that. I wouldn't assume he is, but who knows? Like you said, sometimes you're just feeling
That's
good,
quick, though.
and that's
Yep.
the best time. So, yeah, I
And
think.
good showing for the A&M men, too.
Yeah, they're doing well there. Yeah, this is an interesting meet with the results, Brian. I know this meet's more near and dear to your heart.
Can we not bring it up?
I didn't think you wanted me to bring it up, but it's
It's a
we'll
fast
see
pool.
how it goes.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
it double hurts when the pool's at home.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, Shane, as we said, had a great summer. He's still carrying it. I still think he's a guy that really could surprise, maybe not surprise, but really show up at trials in a few events. But we'll see. Maybe Mr. Smith as well in a few events. We'll see how it goes.
His name's now on the wall of your pool, right? For pool record.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Be cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Seventh man. Under
Okay,
200 now.
seventh man. Okay, so quite a bit under, but still not a ton.
Yeah, I think on the SEC side, you had a few of those pops, and then
And the rest was just
the rest
ordinary.
was kind of meh. And I
Yeah.
would say the same on the women's
I
side.
agree,
So
yeah.
Erica Brown, of
Erica
course,
Brown.
is lighting it up, American record in the Hunter Fly,
Yeah,
which
49.3.
by the way, we were just watching that race, and it looked like she pretty well nailed her details. There wasn't anything that stuck out. From that race, or wondering, can she go faster? I don't know how fresh she was for this meet, but she swam some pretty fast times, second fastest 50 free ever. She looked really good. Be a great race. Maybe that's one of the better races that women's NCAA is coming is the Hunter Fly.
Definitely.
With Maggie McNeil, and I think it'd be interesting to see if she could go any faster than that 49.3.
Definitely, you'll have Weitzel there as well in the 53,
Right.
and then just you'll have to fact check. Was it Anna Hopkins? Someone I think split 20.2 on the 2 free relay, maybe from Arkansas. That was the fastest female split ever.
Wow.
So there's a lot of.
She went 20.2.
That's right.
20.8
Yes.
here in the medley relay. Let me see.
Nah, she
I
went
saw Erica
20.2.
Brown's 20.5 in the medley, but
I'm
I
pretty
didn't
sure
see her
someone split
20.2.
20.2, but
20.27.
yeah,
that's right.
so
That's filthy.
I
I
mean,
wonder
we're-
what her takeoff
we're-
was.
Yeah.
Creeping
We're
on.
getting to a woman going 19.
I know. That's
Yeah.
when I saw that, I was like, man.
That's gonna
But
be
we'll see.
so
and
awesome.
we'll see what Brown and Weitzel do, if they're going to be leading
has a
off or
negative
what.
on it.
But
Negative?
Negative point.
so she was pushing the start.
Negative 0.05 and didn't deke?
It says negative on it.
You can't go negative in the
I know,
NCAA.
right? That's weird.
Pushing
Which
the
is
start.
weird about the fact that the difference between international swimming. We haven't talked about this. The difference between international swimming and NCAA
You're
is
allowed a margin.
you're allowed a margin of minus
Six.
0.03
3. Okay, yeah.
in international swimming, but in NCAA's
You can't go negative though.
Yeah, it's 00. And for anybody who
Even
doesn't,
0, they worry.
yeah, and so for anybody who maybe hasn't practiced this with a clock before, that's something that at the top level of swimming you're doing on a regular basis, especially as you approach the spring season and the racing season. It's a common thing to have a relay takeoff clock that's out while you practice relay starts and have the touchpad in. So you've got the sensor on the block and the touchpad in the water, and you're constantly measuring how quickly you can get off the block. And that time is measured from the time that the swimmer's hand hits the wall to the time your feet leave. And I think the technology is pretty good in terms of sensing that stuff. But what they say is that, at least what we were coached by, is that somewhere in the range of 0.08 to 0.12 was the target zone.
0.1 is what we looked at.
Anything less than 0.2 was solid. We'll take it. Anything less than 0.08, we're
Pushing
kind
it.
of getting a little too aggressive.
Yeah.
Big time.
So anyway. So anytime I see a relay takeoff of 0.3, 0.4,
Sure.
which you often see on Olympic relays and other relays,
Yeah.
I kind of go, well, all right, that's
Super safe.
not an optimal start.
Wouldn't it be
but,
cool if that
but
was
it's
like-
kind of interesting that you can go negative in
is.
international swimming.
That would be a cool stat to have live during the race. You know how Rowdy always goes, oh, that was a slow 0.67 takeoff. But it'd be cool to see what those were live
Yeah.
during the relays.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, have it.
Come
Yeah,
on,
it
Rowdy.
would-
We know
that'd be
you're on
fun.
top of that start game.
Yes.
We need you to start giving us
the
relay
relay.
scores.
He comments on it, but he doesn't send a
But
tend
I
to
want a
say the
button.
takeoff time. Yeah.
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 But nonetheless, anything else from the
Right.
women's SEC meet other than Erica Brown that stands out for you guys?
No.
Well, I still think the women's race is still pretty tight from the team perspective, I believe.
Yeah.
Check this.
And there was a lot of hype around the Tennessee women coming in
Sure.
if they can win their first conference meet, which frankly was shocking to me that they hadn't won one yet.
Well, I mean, the team's in there. It's as you know, good conference, men and women's side.
Tennessee leads with 385, Florida 356.5, Auburn 352. So kind of
Is that through today?
That's the last time
after-
Tennessee won
I don't think
SEC.
that's only after day one.
Yeah, let me grab the.
That's not through today.
Has Tennessee won SECs in the last 20 years?
They said they never won.
No, they've never won.
They never
That's-
won,
never won.
even back in
Well, yeah,
the 80s with the coach of Dhaka. What's his name?
Oh,
He was the head coach of tennis women.
I don't know. Am I looking for anything?
Actually, Tennessee's up ahead in the women, 632.5. Florida's 585.5 right
Okay,
now.
still pretty
after
close,
that.
50
Okay,
points.
so they got a healthy margin. I mean, I'd love to see him win.
Yeah, that'd be exciting.
Yeah. So
Something new.
You know.
They have no there's no divers.
anyway, what else is going on?
Yeah, there's the ACC for women. Looks like a pretty tight team race between Virginia and NC State. So exciting team race. So it always makes it fun. No super standout swims time wise, at least that I saw. I mean, a lot of fast swims, but nothing that's American records like we're seeing out of the Erica Brown and things like that.
I believe Alyssa Marsh had the second fastest 50 fly split of all time. She went 22 flat.
Okay.
Their freestyler, who I actually know, she's a freshman at Duke. She went into the freestyle after Alyssa. She went 22.2. So their flyer.
Ooh, you can't get out split by the flyer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That doesn't look good.
I caught that in one of the men's medley
I know
results. The
the girl
freestyle
who
is slower than a butterfly split.
yeah.
Yeah, that one hurts.
That one definitely hurts.
Yeah.
I was telling them I'm happy to see U Sports Finals Day 1 happening today in Canada. So that's the Canadian National College Championships.
They swim short course meters?
They're on short course meters in the morning, long course meters at night.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's just for the Olympic year, but that's what I did today. And I thought that was very interesting to see. As an athlete, I don't know if I would have wanted to have done that. It would have messed with my head a bit too much because
I've done meets like that, but not a championship meet.
this is a big meet for them. And imagine having a really good morning swim with worked your turns and then you end up in the finals. It wouldn't be interesting. Maybe somebody from lane 7 or something wins it because they're much better, I don't know, over time. But McGill, my school, did well today. We had a guy win 2 gold medals and set Canadian records in them. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
Go red fowls, red chickens, red birds, red thing.
Yeah, what is it?
What's Puget Sound?
The loggers.
The loggers.
The loggers?
Go loggers.
Go logs.
Anyways.
Are their rivals the
We got
IPAs?
Boilermakers,
No.
tigers, we got some birds, and we got some loggers.
We got some loggers. Speaking of Boilermakers, Big Ten women's going on. Like Justin said, or Brian was saying, Maggie McNeil should be up there in the 50 free. I haven't looked at those results from today.
21-3.
Okay, 21-3. So up there, we'll see what she can do in the 100 fly. I think she has the NCAA record in the 100 fly. So talk about an exciting race for
49.2.
NCs.
She was 50.04 in the 100 back, leading off the 400 medley relay tonight. Pretty good.
Pretty good, that's for
Pretty
sure.
Good.
So
But there's a
nice
girl
to
from
get a
Wisconsin who went 49.7 actually.
who was that?
Elizabeth Nelson. She's a senior at Wisconsin. Yep.
Okay.
Pretty good split if you ask me. Especially 49.7.
What was it? What was other? You said Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Was
Wisconsin.
it Beta? Who was the former backstroker there? Beta Nelson?
Mm-hmm.
Is this the same
Which,
person?
by the way, is short for Elizabeth.
Okay, I was gonna say
really?
this has got to be the same
Yeah,
person,
yeah.
right?
She led off their medley relay 49.7.
Okay, I thought she had graduated for some reason, but nonetheless, yeah. I was like, wait, things are. Justin, something's not adding up
Yeah.
here.
You can't beat her.
You can't be the.
Where's Purdue?
So get on a team.
Yeah, where's Purdue sitting on the women's score?
Purdue after today.
8th, 7th.
If in the relay.
7th. 202 points.
How many teams in Big Tens?
13.
Women's different. 13.
Mm-hmm.
So middle of the pack. That's.
Is that about how it
Sounds about
goes?
right.
Where's that meet?
It's over in the University of Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa. I know Iowa women are swimming pretty well for what they've been at. So, nonetheless, looks is Michigan winning it?
Ohio State.
Ohio State. Okay.
Healthy margin.
Yeah. So
561, 478.
okay.
Indiana, distant third, 338.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
A lot going on in Indiana right now.
Yep. Still a lot going on in Indiana. I still haven't heard anything else
From that
John
resignation.
C. and things like that. But best to him. Hopefully, he's working well on his book, and like we talked about, everyone can still keep moving on.
Yeah.
We also had an Ivy League swimmer break 19 seconds in the 50 free.
That's crazy.
So
Not called Dean Farris.
there you go. More and more people dipping under 19. Like we talked about,
Right.
once the barriers are broken, it just the floods continue.
Well, so what stood out to me about that is that I was on the heels of looking at SEC results, seeing how, to me, and this is kind of sad because it's faster than I ever went, but 1907 that won
Sure.
SEC is stood out to me to be slow.
Yeah.
I wasn't particularly
Crazy,
impressed by it, right? So I mean, to me, the standard at even a conference meet at the elite level is to get under 19. So the fact that you're, seeing SEC results not under, and then you get, a guy from William and Mary go 18. It's new. It's a new day.
That it is.
It's pretty cool.
I was a little bit confused because William and Mary is not in the IB. They're in CAAs.
Oh, did I misspeak?
Yeah.
Got it.
I was
Okay.
a little bit confused. I was like,
Sorry about that.
The
Yep.
guys aren't happening right now. I know that.
I don't know. What I feel like I saw somebody else call it a mid-major or something like that.
Yeah.
Major
Sorry
majors.
about that, everyone.
Anyway, a
Sorry.
non-Big Five.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just say, well, so when I tell people about college swimming in the U.S., and I think this, I would say to some degree that this is still quite true, that on a year-to-year basis, you do see swimmers from different schools come in and pop times. But in general, there's not a lot of parity. And I think that's what makes college swimming maybe not so appealing to the casual fan.
Yeah.
It's also not available to the casual fan. A lot of the conference meets, you can't even get in because the pools are so small that it's all the parents and the people that are affiliated with the programs who are attending the meets live anyway. So, thankfully there's some live streams that we have access to and this stuff, but
better.
you can't get in. But it's so predictable that yes, sometimes there are some closer races, but for the most part, you can tell at the beginning of the year, based on the times, previous history of a team, how well they're going to do. And
Very
I'd say to
predictable.
like a pretty high degree of confidence, well above any other sport,
Yeah.
that you could predict who's going to win or what the top 5 are going to be. And, I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing for swimming, but it's kind of innate to the sport.
It is. I think swimming, is one of the more predictable sports in general. I think that's what turns off one of the things that turns off the general appeal.
Way more so than even track and field.
I agreed.
Because in track, and this one's kind of crazy to me, but you only have, I think it's 8 scoring athletes at track and field NCAAs. And you think how big a track team is? It's pretty big, and it's a very diverse. It's not a bunch of people that train together.
Definitely.
So, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, for outsider, I'm attracted to watch NCAAs primarily to see fast swimmers compete against each other, and then because I don't have a horse in the game, and then secondary to see, okay, is Auburn going to win this year? Is Texas going to take overall? I know, but
Short answer.
But the team sport is the secondary thing that keeps me engaged for the whole meet. On day one, I don't care who's top of the things that first day. I care to see Caleb do a 53 under 17.
And that's what the ISL is trying to break,
You know what I
right?
mean?
The ISL is trying
Yes,
to make it
to make it that
more
you
of
care
a
about
race.
it.
Who
Yes.
cares about the
Yep.
times?
Yep.
And we'll see if they can succeed with that. But
How's-
ultimate swim fans want the times, want the world records.
But want a head-to-head matchup as well, like in that mile.
How
and
cool
stuff.
would it be if the conference meets ended with a ringer from each team to do the skins race?
To get like extra points.
That would be
Like
the
a
best
tiebreaker.
addition to NCAA conference swimming.
Oh my
And skin
God.
should be everywhere.
I
I
would
love the skins.
love that.
Skins
I don't
are
know about
loaded.
triple points,
Yeah.
but I think a skins
Hold on.
at the end of the meet.
What do you got?
Texas to win everything.
NCs. What about NCAAs? That would be so cool. Like getting
skins
the
race.
best, like a skins race, like
Oh, the
top-
best of the best, because then you
Oh.
get the whole country,
Right,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
So
That'd be
yeah,
pretty
that
cool.
would be
a little
cool
insane,
too.
But
Yeah, I like it. I
I
think
like
that's
it
got
too.
potential.
There you go. We'll see. And I don't think it's going to happen.
yeah.
NCAA is pretty
Too
slow to move
traditional.
on any of this
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly.
But also, we got the ISL giving it a whirl, so we're excited about that. At least I am.
I don't know.
When are
man.
NCs? What date? Because the next pro meet is the March 3rd one in Iowa.
It's usually late March. Usually the women's meet is the 3rd week of March, and the men's is the 4th.
Yeah. And we got women's Pac-12s next week. We got some more men's Big Tens going next week, or Big 12.
And then we
next
get
week.
2-week break, and then you take it on. That's right. Yeah.
When's Stanford Cal?
Stanford Cal women was last week.
Yeah, but when's
And then men's
this
when's
weekend.
men's this weekend?
Yep. So any swims you guys are looking for at conferences coming up?
Stanford versus Cal and Pac-12. See who's going to win the men's side. I think Stanford women have it on lock for Pac-12s, in my opinion.
Let's see how Reese Wheatley goes. Reese swims. He's
Yeah.
swimming pretty well in season. See
Sure.
who does it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
definitely.
think he's fulfilling potential.
See what Abby does.
Yeah,
Abby
Abby
does
is
at
on fire.
Pac-12. If she just keeps it rolling and keeps chunking off time, or is saving up for NCs, or looking
Didn't she
towards
get injured?
trials.
A little bit. I thought she had a minor injury at one point.
And seeing how good Texas is. I mean, their conference, the conference Texas isn't the deepest for the men's side.
No. No, it is not.
Understatement.
It's too deep.
Conference, if I remember correctly.
No, there are a lot of teams. There are a lot of teams. It
would have been a lot better with A&M still.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's the Texas meet, so they're not going to be wrestling for that or showing anything at conference, but nonetheless should be some exciting races at those conference meets leading up to NCs. Do we want to get into any other news? We had break it down.
Good Vanes guy, unfortunately. Actually, don't know what the doping violation was, but we did have Roland Skuman.
Oh yeah, for Skuman.
Yeah, that was a couple weeks ago. We did the interview last week, so we didn't talk about it.
We didn't talk about it,
depth
but
at least.
Well, I guess we don't have to belabor it, but disappointing for sure.
Yeah, and
especially out of somebody who's just. Now, I'm actually not going to address the person at all. I don't know Roland, and nor do I know the circumstances around it. But I guess what's unfortunate about it is guilty or not. From the time that these things occur, his name's tarnished forever.
Yeah,
and maybe there's something legit there. But if there's not, then it's a real shame because we've talked about the game that is. And how difficult it is on all sides to police clean sport as well as to
get clean
to stay clean, but
stay
still
good.
on the cutting edge.
Sure.
Within an Olympic sport and the way that the testing protocol works with having to report your whereabouts and all this stuff and not really having any regulation and any
it's a shame
testing lab environment about what you're taking. So, again, I don't know what it was, but it was disappointing to me as a fan of Roland for a number of years, especially, we used to watch his start, which,
great start.
Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, just disappointing to see that. And
I think what I learned is, you really got to be cautious nowadays. And if you, like you said, if you're taking any supplements, like most athletes are, like you said, you're trying to get the cutting edge, you're trying to do this, you got to keep a sample of it so you can test it afterwards. If something were to come positive, you say, well, I have this supplement from this bag. Let's go test it. But even then, I don't know. You still, I think, get tainted. People have come back and sued supplement companies, and I think we still think of their names as cheats, right? So once it's out there, it's hard to reverse it.
Last year, there was a young track and field sprinter, Brianna Williams from Jamaica, and she tested positive. And her coach, who's well-seasoned vet, Arthur Bolden, was smart enough to have kept the medicine, cataloged it and submitted it and got a clean slate. Said, no, this was a tainted piece of over-the-counter cold medicine.
Yeah, that's the way
and
to do
he kept it all out and he got a clean bill. And Brianna was just young and he was smart.
Yep, you got to be organized, you got to be diligent
that took Arthur's super
because...
experience and mom's experience.
Exactly,
and,
and like you said, it's just a lot of work and things like that. Justin, you got something to chime in with?
It said here that the drug he took was a banned substance that was supposedly obtained on the black market, considered to be a cancer risk. They categorized it as a hormone and metabolic modulator. And they alerted the athletes in 2013 that the substance failed medical trials and was a toxic threat to their health if it was used as a performance enhancer.
And his defense, it was a tainted supplement, I believe.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. He's still training hard and he's older and he's still working his butt off.
Yeah,
So
like I said, it's too bad, and but yeah, like you said, if you're an athlete, you gotta do your due diligence now. There have been tainted supplements, and I know it's easy to be cynical saying, oh, that's just what the athletes are saying, but there have been cases, so if you're a high-level athlete, you need to be doing your due diligence now. Speaking of positive tests, we're still waiting on the Sun Yang trial.
Yeah, what's happening with that one now?
It was supposed to, I believe they're supposed to come out with a ruling in January. That's what his coach Dennis told me when I spoke with him last, so we're almost at the end of February, still waiting.
A ruling to know if he's going to be indicted or there was a
I think if it's going to be suspended or anything.
Already.
Yeah, that's what they're waiting
based on his conduct and his...
The only recent news I found with him is he's training at home in Hangzhou.
Yeah, that's right.
because of the
Coronavirus.
outbreak. That's
Yeah, I know. A lot of meets are getting canceled over in Asia because of coronavirus. So I don't know. Hopefully, all those athletes are able to train. Right? I mean,
wow, it's the first time I thought about that. Yeah.
So a lot of us, they've been asked to stay indoors, everybody, and they can't leave their apartment complex, or it's hard to enter. So I wonder if they're going to get access to pools.
I mean, I guess the elite ones could maybe go somewhere if they're allowed to travel and then just stay out of the country. But yeah, I mean that would be
There's a lockdown,
very disruptive.
of course.
I mean, we're not that far out.
yeah.
Do you think there's any concern about? I certainly hope not. But do you think there would be any concern about interaction with the Chinese athletes in months to come? I mean, I hope that this is plenty of time for everything to
blow
dial
up.
down. I certainly hope every athlete in China is healthy. But
Yeah. From what I've been reading, it sounds like once temperatures get warmer, similar to the flu in general, just
it
regular
dies
influenza,
off?
it should die off there.
oh, really?
But we'll see. I don't know if we know everything about this yet and how it corresponds with weather and temperature changes.
They say it's here to stay.
Coronavirus has been around.
You're
for
the
a while.
doctor.
Not that type of
If
doctor.
any of you look at your Lysol wipes, you look on it and you see the Lysol wipes helps protect from coronavirus. I mean, it's a known thing. It's been on for a while. It's just the incidence of it has never been so prevalent. What's going on with Russia's ban in the Olympics? Is that still upheld and by the IOC? Talking
I
about
forgot all about that.
about people, countries who might not be performing well, they may not be performing. Is that still up? And any Russian athlete who wants to compete may, as long as they've had a clean record and they can compete under the neutral flag, right? Not for their country. Is that still? I mean, that was big news 2 months ago, but not in the news or anything. You know what I mean? Big news in swimming,
Last thing I can find was from
like October, December, yeah.
December 10th. So
This has happened before in other sports for Russia, though, right? Didn't
But
the
in
winter sport
in-
athletes compete under a different flag or? a
So in
neutral
Rio,
flag?
this happened, and
Yeah,
and
they
and,
overturned
and
it.
then the Korea, and they did it for a lot of them,
Oh,
and
okay.
then the Korea Winter Olympics, I believe they did perhaps, yeah. And it's all because of Icarus, well, not because, but started off with the Icarus documentary and Gregoire
Right, yeah.
started the whole thing, whistleblower.
No, I don't know. That's freaky, but
yeah, we'll see how all these doping allegations turn out. But like, once again, athletes, keep your supplements, be safe out there. Hopefully, everyone in Asia's still able to train and do everything with coronavirus and doesn't disrupt us and their health, obviously first and foremost, but also their training and some great swimming ahead. What swim are you looking forward to at NCAA's? Or you got something else to close on that?
No, yeah, I just want to ask you. You guys spoke to Brandon Fisher last week, and I wasn't there for that. And he is a mature athlete, been in sport for a long time. How did you guys speak to him about who regulates his nutrition, his supplements? We know his training, his swimming, but who takes care? Does he self-administer? Does he get self-advice? Who does that for a mature athlete? Who Brandon's 32?
31. He
31,
gets he has access to USA Swimming now since he's on the national team. I've made recommendation on supplementation, which would make sure it's the highest quality and has gone through different rigors and things like that. So it has some different stamps on it to saying that it's okay and been tested in different laboratories.
Otherwise,
But
it's
we'll
up
see.
to the athlete himself to do their own research.
Yep, it is.
And their coach.
There is a link, website that you can search this up, but
Right.
I mean, we recommended to Brandon to keep the samples, but it's like I said, it's a lot of work. Simple as that. So that's some of the stuff and measures you can do. But yeah, if you're from maybe a different country, don't have access or on the rise, definitely makes it trickier. And those supplements get more and more expensive the more testing that are done on it. So, a simple thing like creatine where you can get, a pound or so for $15-$20, just any brand would bump it up to $80-$90 for ones that go through this type of testing.
I'm looking forward to races NCs that have the US have traditionally been really weak at for the Olympics. Just to see if there's anybody new who comes up in like the breaststrokes for men, 200 freestyles up there. If there's any new young talent coming up that could potentially make a team and help the US in their weak areas, I have to say. I look for the unknowns. I remember when I first discovered Tony House, when he came on the scene really big and stuff, I was so excited to see that. So I'd like to see that.
Sure.
This 19-year-old who just all of a sudden has this breakthrough meet and it's like, boom, he's on fire this year.
Yeah.
That'd be exciting for me.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to look back at Olympic trial years and see which people at NCs kind of came out of nowhere and then ended up making the team.
The team, yeah.
So I'm sure there's some.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who's a recent example of that happening, though. Especially popping out at NCAAs.
And, yeah, it's kind of like, what do you consider popping out?
I mean, you could claim Dressel.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
That was pretty good.
But he was well established by 2016. It's just, you know.
It was all yards talk and this and that.
Right, but, you know, you might not have bet on him to make an individual.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, or maybe you would have assumed that for sure he's going to make the 50, but not the 100 free. So
yeah. What you got, Brian?
Well, that's a good one. I think so. Maybe I'll just double down on it. I think the insights that you gained from the Olympic year, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I mean, yes, I want to watch the women's 50 free. Honestly, it seems like a lot of the races are that are appealing are on the women's side.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and kind of similar athletes, but 50 free, 100 fly.
Yeah. So maybe I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I think I'm excited to watch the women's meet, and I think that I'll be interested to see who can really pop out, because you know this is the opportunity for all the conference teams to, or you know, athletes to pop out in swim fast time. But I'll be interested to see who doesn't show up at conference. Or who doesn't show big results at conference, that then at NCAAs has the upper hand.
Yep.
You know, could Kieran Smith back it up? Can Shane Cassis turn around and go faster?
Yeah.
Can Erica Brown repeat, or has she peaked already?
Sure. Well,
I don't know. The swims look pretty sharp to me, so I'd love to see her go faster. But can she? I don't know. And what is it like head to head?
Definitely against some other competition.
Yeah,
definitely
can change a lot. So yeah.
Justin, what do you got?
I'm interested to see on the women's side how dominant Stanford's going to be, because they don't have that super duper. They don't have a bunch of super duper stars anymore. So I'm wondering, because Cal was the runner up last year, how close they're going to be. But I don't even think they're as deep anymore. So who's going to be the second, third, fourth team, and then who's going to rattle Stanford a little bit? On the men's side, is Texas going to be super dominant and kill everybody? I think they outlined the points, and they think it's going to be a huge blowout, or is Cal going to be right up there with them, and who's going to be the third, fourth team as well? Because I think there's a lot of superstars from different schools, so I think the spots will be filled up. I don't know if it's going to be pure Texas in one heat like a few years ago when they had like 5 out of 8 guys in 100 fly. Sure. So we'll see. I don't even know, because I think Texas is going to win it, but we'll find out.
There you go. Yeah, I think I'm going to go, like you were saying, women's 50 free, women's 100 fly. And we're going to see some records there and some great races on top of it.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks again for joining us. Enjoy the rest of the conference season.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And we'll tune in with you guys next week, okay?
All right, cheers.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.